Table report is the default report of the reporting service, providing access to other reports within the service. In the table report, you can view facility information and consumption data side by side at yearly and monthly levels. A similar table format is used to present data in several sections of the platform, but some features may not be available in all tables. Quantities and other settings are selected from the menus on the left panel. The panel can be hidden or restored using the Hide Settings button. Selections are grouped into the following expandable menus: Quantities, Time Period, and Additional Settings. To view a quantity, select it from the list by clicking its icon. From the Quantity Group checkbox, you can select or deselect all quantities in the group. In addition to energy quantities, you can also select some quantities. Only those quantities which are monitored in the profile are shown. Some quantities include, for example, heating, which sums all energy used for heating, and total energy, which sums all energy consumption. In the time period selections, you can choose the period length and the number of periods separately. For example, if you want to view consumption over a 3-month period, select month as the period length and 3 as the number of periods. You can also use shortcuts such as previous calendar year, rolling year, or last 3 months. The resolution menu defines at which level the selected period's consumption is displayed. The available options depend on the selected time period. When viewing data at a 15-minute resolution, the maximum inspection period is 2 weeks. Select the start date from the Period Start menu. By default, the table report displays total consumption for the selected period, but by unchecking the sum box, you can view consumption in time intervals matching the resolution level. In addition to the main inspection period, you can add up to 2 comparison periods. Comparison period is displayed by selecting its start date from the Calendar menu. Below the calendar, there is a button to remove the comparison period. With the Previous Period and Next Period buttons, you can move backward or forward in time. History button opens a list of recent time settings. Move to a previous settings by clicking the desired row in the list. The first option in Additional Settings allows you to choose whether to display heat energy consumption as measured, normalized, or both. By unchecking Show Measurement, you can hide consumption data from the view. This option can simplify the content of tables and graphs, for example, when you only need to examine specific consumption, costs, or emissions. Specific consumption, emissions, costs, targets, and quantity-related values are selected from their own drop-down menus. Quantity-related values include, for example, district heating, water cooling, and flow rate. From the quick selections below the drop-downs, you can select the unit for energy consumption, the display method for consumption change, and distribution. The comparability option determines whether the report shows all available consumption data or only comparable consumption. With By Quantity, comparability is checked for each quantity separately, and for each facility, only comparable quantities are shown. With All Quantities, if even one energy quantity for the facility is not comparable, all quantities for that facility are removed from the report. The Show All option displays consumptions with deficiencies exceeding the allowed threshold but highlights them in red. Comparability is checked based on the length of the accuracy level and the total number of available readings. The number of missing readings is checked per meter, and when summing consumption from multiple main meters, each measurement must be comparable for the total to be classified as comparable. A time period is comparable only if all its subperiods are comparable. For example, if the selected period is 1 year and the resolution level is monthly, each month's comparability is checked separately, and if even 1 month is not comparable, the entire year's consumption is shown in red. By hovering over a red figure, you can see the relative share of missing readings for the entire selected period. Note that in the sum report, the proportion of missing readings is shown relative to all consumption readings of the facilities included in the sum report. However, comparability is still checked per meter on the sum report. Readings containing modeled consumption are shown in blue, and the share of model data is displayed as a percentage when hovering over the figure. From the related values, you can add hourly maximum, minimum, and average consumption to the report. When viewing a facility's consumption at the quantity level, the values are displayed only when there is a single main measurement. In period, sum, and trend reports, you can choose to display the outdoor temperature, which is based on the measurement data from the nearest weather station to the facility's postal code. In addition to consumption data, you can add to the table, via the columns button, basic facility information, properties, or the number of main meters. The column selections display only options for which data is available for at least one facility in the profile. Other basic table functions include sorting and filtering. By clicking a column header, the table is sorted by that column, either ascending or descending. The filter function opens by clicking the filter button in the header row. The available filter options depend on the column type. Once you have defined a filter condition, activate it with the filter button. When active, the button turns green. You can remove filters per column by opening the filter and clicking Clear. The last row of the table displays the sum for numeric columns. If rows are removed by filtering or based on comparability, the calculations are updated accordingly. If the table has been grouped, sums are also calculated for grouped totals. When properties or facility data have been added to the table can be grouped based on the selected column. Grouping is done by dragging a column header to the grouping area above the table. You can group by one or several columns. After grouping facilities, you can select all facilities in a group by clicking the checkbox on the group header row. All facilities in the table can be selected using the checkbox in the header row. Selections can be cleared individually or all at once by unchecking the header checkbox. The Show Only Selected button temporarily hides unselected facilities from the table. The Show All button restores all facilities. Navigation to other reporting service tabs is done by first selecting the desired facilities via the table checkboxes. Once the desired facilities are selected, you can move to other reports through the top panel.